Hey guys, I'm so excited and also a little bit bummed out. So I just got off the phone with Charles Washington. We had a FaceTime call where we were talking on the topic of when people do sometimes gain weight on a zero carb slash carnivore diet. And the conversation was so much fun, went beautifully because he and I have known each other, legit, known each other, face to face known each other for 10 years, a little more than 10 years now. We've shared many meals together. When my first child was born 8.5 years ago, he flew down to have a meal with me and my husband and some other local zero carbers. We go way back. He really helped me get started when I first became carnivore and gave up the very last of my low carb junk, the sugar-free Jello and the diet sodas. It's really what was holding me back from that first 5 years of low carb to now this past 10 years of carnivore. I owe a lot of that to him. The reason I'm bummed is that conversation, his part of the recording looks fantastic and mine is like, what in the world? It looked okay on the screen, but here we are. So I'm going to sort of cut and paste some of what he is saying with the questions here that I was trying to ask so that hopefully this will make sense. But he created and founded Zeroing In on Health. It is now a Facebook page. It used to be an online group of journals. He has written and written and written about a zero carb diet through the years. He's helped many, many thousands. So now I present to you Charles Washington as I ask him to talk on the topic of why people sometimes gain weight with carnivore.
Well, for one, let me just say, when you came, we're all pretty new and egotistical too. So, you came and you were talking about you were zero carb and all, and we fought you like, no, that stuff isn't zero carb. And yeah, it's true, but we probably didn't have to be so over the top. But we figured, hey, this chick is just about how she looks and she's thin. She's probably not going to last anyway because she's more concerned about being this way than actually getting healthy. And remember, it wasn't just the fact that, you were eating the Jello and all that kind of stuff, but you didn't have any period. And so, right. And we wanted you to get healthy with that, so stopping the exercise as well as eating just from the animal kingdom, then we were hoping to see success. So then by the time you got pregnant and Julia came, we were ecstatic because we got to watch that whole transition. So that's the background there. I just wanted to add that little part.
No,
Now,
that's so important. It had been
go ahead.
2 years since I'd had a cycle. So that was huge. And I wanted a family. So y'all kept reminding me of that. You need more than just to be skinny, girl.
Yeah.
Right.
You want the whole mom thing. So we wanted to help you succeed, whether we didn't care what you look. And wait, one more thing. Oh, I'm on a roll. So she shared these pictures. So she shared this picture, the first, she's all skinny and all that with her eyes all sunken. And then she showed this other picture where, according to her, she was all fat, but it was her with this little dog. Man, this chick was fine. It was she looked really, really great. She had this picture, her face looked all filled out and stuff. I mean, she looked amazing. Women would kill for that look, but she's like, nah, I look fat in that picture, all this kind of stuff. So that was between us as well. So I'm like, look, I want the Kelly in the dog picture, the one who's healthy, that's going to have a baby, all that kind of stuff while you're holding on to. So we had a little go around at the very beginning, but we got over it and now we're all cool. Okay, now your question. I'm sorry.
All of that is completely true, and I'm gonna hopefully insert the dog picture in here so they can see what you're talking about.
Okay.
I can see it now. I mean,
right.
I can see what you saw. I get it.
Look at closer. I can see it.
I can see it. Yes. So who typically?
Okay, so wait. So then, all right. So then, the answer to your question. So yes, people who come to our diet and you've been semi-starving. I know people don't like the word starve, but that's what it is. Anytime you eat less than what your appetite tells you, what your hunger calls for, you are semi-starving yourself. That's what's happening. You say, oh, I'm just cutting calories. I'm eating 1,200, 1,000 calories, 800 calories. Those are all forms of semi-starvation. So we're going to call it what it is. So when you've gone all those years and you semi-starved yourself to stay at your size 2 or 1 or whatever it is, then you come to zero carb and you actually start eating, then you are going to gain weight. Why? Because first of all, your body, when you are semi-starving yourself, your body is catabolizing your muscle, your lean mass in order to keep you skinny. It's almost like the Holocaust victim, God forbid, I don't want to, mix that kind of stuff up. I'm very sensitive to that. But looking like you came out of some prison camp or something, that's what happens when you starve yourself. That's not the kind of weight we're interested in here. We're not talking about that. We get it. If you don't eat, yes, you'll get smaller, but that's not what we want. Everybody wants the healthy smaller. You want to get stronger as you lose weight. You want vitality. You want your cycle to return. You want all of those healthy things to happen. And to do that, you have to eat. So when you start eating, your body puts all that stuff back that you've been depriving yourself of. So that's why you gain weight initially. And then eventually it all settles down and you get to where your body wants you to be. That's what that's about.
Man, I love you, man. That's so good. But we see it all the time, right? Like people, and I see myself when they show up and they're already so skinny and they're like, why did I gain 4 ounces on zero carb?
Right.
Like, oh, you needed to gain the 4 ounces. Yes. And you probably need a lot more than that. So I gained about 20 pounds over 6 months.
Yes.
And then very quickly, it only took about 6 weeks for that to come back. But I'm going to post on here the before and after, because even once I lost that 20 pounds and was back to the same weight,
yes,
I look like a different person.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it was just such recompositioning, different. You just carry that same weight very differently when you've got muscle and you're healthy and you're not starving to get there. I didn't work out to lose that 20 pounds. I just ate meat, let my body feel fueled. And when you get there and you see that on somebody, it looks really different. It's beautiful.
Yes, very nice.
So the other concern is when people say, oh, well, you're going to gain weight on zero carbs. Sometimes they say this even to people who don't fit this description of the super starved woman. And they say it's because protein will turn into glucose in the body if you eat too much protein. I see it. I know. That's my face to it. Oh, but can we just address why we roll our eyes? Why is that ridiculous to us?
Because, we eat a lot of meat. I don't know how much meat you eat per day, but I eat more meat than anybody. I just came from breakfast. My brother-in-law, he flew into town just last night. He's kind of eccentric in that way. He flies into town, meets us for breakfast in the morning, and now he's getting on another airplane. So we just went to the Cracker Barrel of all places. We sat down at the table. Everybody has pancakes and all that kind of crap. Me, I have the steak and I have the eggs. That's what I have. Okay. And I got a side of sausage and a side of bacon. So I had all of this meat and stuff on my plate. My calorie count was probably more than all of theirs at this table. But nevertheless, I'm the one who's thin and everybody else has some weight issue. That's sort of the issue there. If protein turned into fat like chocolate cake, then I would be 500 pounds because that's all I eat is meat. But obviously it doesn't happen that way. So there must be something else to it. We don't even have to dwell down into the science, but all we can say there is just try it. Forget what you think. Forget what you think you learned. Just try it. Eat meat. You will see that it's fine. Yes, you might gain a little at the beginning. You might, whatever, but most people don't. And that's the thing that you have to remember. Most people who join zero carb, they do it without any problem. You hear more from the people who have a problem because that's why they're writing. They want answers. We get it. But the majority of people, no, they eat meat and drink water and they lose weight. But you don't hear from them because they don't have anything to talk about. It works.
That's true. I sometimes get emails saying I've been doing the carnivore diet for a couple of years, feeling great, just wanted to give an update.
Yeah.
And I sometimes read over it, zeroing in on health, but I never comment. I'm like, why are you never commenting?
Exactly.
You're doing great. Why don't you say that? Come on.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're listening to me and Kelly today, please comment. Just tell us how it works because we get too many of the other kinds. So everybody thinks it doesn't work.
Yes. Just show up with a super boring post. Like it's been 4 years. It's going awesome.
Yeah.
Something. Yes.
Oh, hum. I just lost 50 pounds. No big deal.
That's right. Absolutely. Okay. So you don't need to worry if you gain a few pounds. You don't need to worry about all this protein suddenly poof turning into sugar in your body.
Right.
I didn't even mention you're what, 11 and a half years? or so?
August, May 12th. So I'm 12 and whatever. Yeah.
Oh, over 12 now.
Yes, yes,
Fantastic.
yeah.
And sometimes, I don't know if people say this to you, they may say, well, obviously this works for you. You're just naturally skinny.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
I definitely
I
get that.
know. I hear that too.
Yeah.
And it's like the best compliment in a way. But when people say that to me in real life at the grocery store or something, they'll say, oh, you're buying all that bacon. Must be nice to be naturally skinny. You're like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far from naturally.
Or are you having a cookout? I think is the other one I get.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Over your house. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, can I go back to the earlier thing? There's one thing I forgot. Is that all right?
Please.
The one thing that will be different is for the diabetic, the type 2. That person, when they gain weight, they may see their blood sugar go up. Okay, that's fine. That happens to any food that they eat because they're diabetic. It's part of the condition. But that doesn't mean that when you're eating meat as a type 2 that that's going to continue forever. It's not. The goal in diabetic management is not that, oh, wait a minute, sorry. The goal there is not that you're going to have the lowest blood sugar. You want stable blood sugar. The bear, what is he, 50 plus year carnivore? He always used to talk about how his blood sugar was rock solid at 100. No matter what if he ate a lot, he ate a little, it was 100. It didn't move. So that's what you want in diabetes management, is your blood sugar to be stable. So it just does not move. That's what we want. So it's not about the lowest, okay? So you're diabetic, you keep at it. You keep eating meat. Yes, it goes up, but over time, it's going to go up less and less and less until it's under control.
Okay, so I finished up by asking Charles if he could please give some advice to the people who are really struggling with gaining weight for whatever reason. What is his advice?
Well, I would say that, first of all, it's not as simple all the time as just eating meat and drinking water, as much as we want to believe that's just the case. The fact is that people come with all sorts of things. I don't know all of your medical history. You could have all sorts of things that are going on. Weight regulation is hormonal. Anything that you are taking, any kind of medicine, any kind of whatever that's affecting your hormones, that's all going to that's all going to play a part. Eating meat and drinking water is the healthiest thing you can do, at least from that side. You're not making matters worse by throwing in sugar and all of that. However, you might not get the results that you're looking for right away because all of that other stuff has to be dealt with. Okay, maybe it's about seeing the doctor. Maybe it's about having some tests. Is there some sort of disease? What's your family like? Are your siblings, your parents, are they overweight too? Are you just the only one in your family? There's so many things that play here. We can only speak to, for the most part, the average case. The majority of people we see are just the average case. You grew up, maybe you were thin at some point, you got to college, you gained weight, and now you're trying to lose it. That's sort of the average case. But somebody that has some sort of trauma, they had hormone replacement therapy, you had a hysterectomy, you had all of those things that deal with your hormones and stuff, those are going to present a problem.
Yeah. No, I agree. And again, this is not going to be your average person who comes to zero carb, but
Yes.
I hear it enough that I just thought that we should speak to those who say, I'm not losing. So issue number one, make sure you actually need to lose.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Examine yourself. And I'm going to share some of those pictures of myself and others where just a number on a scale does not share the full story. It's
Right.
just, that's a number. Try to
Yes.
get off that scale, get out of
Yes.
your head a little bit,
Yes.
relax.
Yes.
It's going to be okay. You will not get fat eating just meat. You
Right.
won't.
Right.
Your appetite, even if it's seriously, people say, my appetite's out of control, I have no judge of my actual hunger.
Yeah.
It will regulate.
Yes.
You will get a sense of your hunger.
Yes.
And it took me a while. I would say, just tell me how much to eat. Am I eating too much, too little? Because I couldn't even tell at first, am I hungry or not?
Sure.
Now, oh my gosh, my sense of do I want that or not is so, I'm really in tune with it.
Yes.
But I wasn't at first. So I hear that fear when people start of, just tell me exactly what to eat.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that's a hard thing to do. Like,
It is.
I want you to just feel fed for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get used to that. Yeah. And that's the thing. We all felt a little out of control at the beginning. We all ate gosh, just scads and scads of meat. We did that. And then at some point you started getting that, when you eat too much and then you sort of get that like burn in your chest right there. That said, okay, that's a little too much. Then the next time, less than that, right? Yeah.
It finally happened.
It's happened. Yes.
It will finally happen. And we've got quite a few people. I was just reading through the forum today. Lady first name Thomasina, she's been sharing a lot lately about how she gained for so long. It took her longer.
Okay.
I do think she's a little older than I am, started later than I did anyway. Sure. And now she has like suddenly started to feel fed. The weight is slowly coming back off, but throughout it all, she kept going because of so many other health benefits that she didn't want to quit. Yes. So I think that's what people should try to focus on, is those other benefits. Yes. All right, one more thing I want to address before we go, and this is kind of just funny.
Okay.
Somebody on Instagram the other day said they accused me and frankly all of us of lying when we say we've been doing this for 10 years, because we know this is brand new, right?
Of course.
Right. Okay. Yeah. He says, maybe it's not a lie. It's just I find it hard to believe you guys were doing this diet many years ago when it was pre-smartphone.
Wow.
Like nobody could have eaten meat before the smartphone was invented. Hilarious, right?
Well, you've been all my life.
I know. Now we can eat meat. So I think it's important to say, oh, and someone else said, if you've been a carnivore this long, why haven't you been talking about it? Mind blown, right? That's all we have done.
All we talk about, yeah.
For literally, for you, 12 years, for me, 10 years. Yes. We have done nothing but shout it from the rooftops. It's just that now it does seem there are more people listening. Yes. So congrats to them, right?
Yes.
But thousands of journal pages over at Zeroing In on Health, the forum. Thousands,
yes.
Of us just typing about eating meat day in, day out, preaching the benefits, talking glucogenesis, weight gain, about low carb, zero carb, the dangers of low carb, that is, the relief of zero carb, talking about zero carb pregnancies. We've been all over as much media as we could get literally for years. And now this joker is like, but there wasn't a smartphone.
Really?
Yeah, we know there weren't smartphones. We were at giant boxy desktops typing all the time. So, Charles, I hope you will come back and talk to me again soon. I know good and well I'll talk to you probably 10 times after this just today, because we message all day, every day. Yes. But you're amazing, and thank you for coming to talk to me today.
You're amazing. Thank you for having me. Absolutely, anytime. I'm all at your disposal. But hey, keep on doing it.
All right, you too, Charles. Bye. Thank you.